Ambition is never content, Napoleon once wrote, even on the summit of greatness. 38 years old, intoxicated with power, the ruler of almost all of Europe, he was bent on one more conquest. It was to be a fatal mistake. In 1808, when Napoleon Bonaparte sent 118,000 soldiers across the Pyrenees into Spain, he imagined they would be welcomed. "With my banner bearing the words liberty and emancipation from superstition," he said, "I shall be regarded as the liberator of Spain."
Napoleon was convinced that the Spanish people would rise up in a revolution and that he would be acclaimed. He was completely mistaken about the Spanish mentality.
Napoleon could never imagine that some people loved their countries as much as he loved his own. It was a failing compounded by arrogance and pride that would bring about his downfall. Napoleon's economic blockade of Great Britain wasn't working. Defying his command, Spain had been trading with his enemy. Determined to bend the Spanish people to his will, he decided to make Spain a part of his empire.
L'Espagne, à cette époque, était dans un état d'avancement.
Spain at that time was far behind all the other countries in Europe.
Napoleon considérait un petit peu
Napoleon considered the Iberian Peninsula another world,
comme des gens des âges obscurs,
with people from the Dark Ages,
par un clergé
dominated by clergy, according to Napoleon, who were illiterate, ignorant, and fanatical. He thought that there would be no resistance whatsoever.
On May 2nd, the Spanish people rose up against the French army in Madrid. By nightfall, 150 French soldiers were dead. The French retaliated. Killing thousands of Spaniards. It was the start of a brutal, no-holds-barred war, marked by savagery on both sides. The French tortured and mutilated their prisoners. The Spanish did the same.
It's a war of atrocities. It's guerrilla war. The word comes from this time. The French army has never fought this kind of war. Not at all the glorious war that they fought elsewhere.
At this point, you begin to see a failure of Napoleon's judgment. He had somehow lost sense of proportion. He gets into Spain, and he won't give up.
Thousands died, but there was no decisive victory. Napoleon would keep his armies in Spain for 5 years, unable to break the will of the Spanish people.
Napoleon no longer accepts advice. Napoleon only believes in himself. He only has confidence in his star. So he is going to be blinded.
As his empire grew, Napoleon increasingly assumed the part of a Roman Caesar, godlike and infallible.